Hey guys, so this is gonna be a screening or a recording of me reading Fun and Games on the Range. So just sit back and listen to this short story. As I'm reading, you're gonna hear a couple of questions. Go ahead and answer them to the best of your ability, and turn them in for a participation grade on the forum for today. The title of our story is going to be Fun and Games on the Range, and we're about to begin now. It's another boring night at home. The TV is blaring. The telephone shrieks. The combination of noises jangles your nerves. You're wearing stereo headphones to muffle your ears. Suddenly, your mother's voice cuts through the racket. "It's 9:30! I suggest you turn off the lights and get to bed so you'll wake up ready for school tomorrow." Now picture the same basic scene in a different setting. The year is 1850. Your bedroom is a corner of a one-room cabin on a vast prairie. Your grass-stuffed mattress rests on a shelf. Otherwise, you'd be sharing the floor with mice or the occasional rattlesnake. The soundtrack has changed too. Chirping crickets and the lonesome cries of owls, coyotes, and other nocturnal animals have replaced the hubbub of modern appliances. There aren't even any electric lights to switch off. What would you be doing at 9:30 at night? Chances are you'd already be fast asleep. Early bedtimes were a must on America's frontier. It took a lot of effort to get through a day that started before sunrise. In those days, children were expected to get up promptly to help their parents. Chores included feeding the farm animals, collecting firewood, and hanging beef jerky outside to dry. Your first question is, why do you think the author asks the reader to picture the same scene but in a different setting? Afterwards, children often trudged miles to school. Arrival at their one-room schoolhouse, didn't mean a chance to rest, however. Students swept the floors and carried the drinking water and firewood while teachers got ready to introduce their lessons. What do you learn about how children lived in pioneer times? What did we just learn, or what did I just read that gives you some insight into how their lives might be during these times? Did pioneers ever relax? Sure. Families considered a few hours of reading by candlelight a treat. But if the weekly mail had arrived, parents enjoyed letters of months-old newspapers, magazines, or catalogs from back east. Children did homework. Didn't pioneers get to have any fun, you might ask? They thought they had plenty. Pioneers loved a party. In those days, however, most parties involved hard work. Such gatherings were called bees. Bees gave distant neighbors a chance to visit and to get jobs done faster. After sewing quilts, shucking corn, peeling apples, or building a barn, people chatted over homemade pie, cider, and donuts. Sometimes a fiddler or a harmonica player, or even someone who could beat time with a washboard and spoons, provided music for dancing. Marbles, checkers, and jumping rope were popular games. Children also practiced strange feats, such as running alongside a barrel hoop they rolled with a stick. Are you starting to appreciate those boring nights at your house? So this was an interesting little read. Your final question is, what was a typical school day like for children in pioneer times? So the story was a little all over the place. It's basically just trying to have you imagine what life was like back then and the struggles that frontier America or pioneer America had to go through. Frontier America is America going through the Industrial Revolution or one of the first waves of the Industrial Revolution. America was starting to get like established as a nation and getting its economy established, but they had to build infrastructure. The roads that you see now, those are like the roads and the bridges and the really old buildings and all of the coal mines and everything that we take for granted today, started someplace. Started with Pioneer America and Frontier America and all of those hardworking men and women and children who worked really hard, and some lost their lives so they could establish this country that we lived in. So it's making you think of just placing yourself in a different time, and to be more appreciative of what you have. Go ahead and do those questions for me and answer them in the forum for today. And I will see you when I see you, 4th grade.